Hi guys, welcome back to another Explain 12 video. We are today at Wonder Boom. Probably mispronounced that, but that's the name of the airport in South Africa, in Johannesburg, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe a bit north of it, let me see. Wonder Boom Airport, located north of Sinaville in the northern suburbs of Pretoria. But isn't Pretoria very close to Johannesburg? Let me have a look on the map. But yeah, we're here and we're flying to Pilanesberg International Airport, which is a bit to the west. And let me, oh sorry about that, it's because I'm doing the photo reel at the same time. I can do that when I fly, or I'm doing it for P3 when I'm flying Explain, so sometimes it will darken out a bit the display. But yeah, so Pretoria, it's a bit north of Johannesburg. I guess it's its own city, but it's probably kind of grown together with time. And yeah, we're flying westwards towards Pilanesberg. Yeah, Pilanesberg probably. Berg would be the Swedish way to pronounce that. And what else can I say? We're flying for Bonair, so we have our Pilatus PC-12 pretty close by here at the airport, and it's not too early of a morning. It's a bit early morning. You can see we have pretty nice skies. They're really getting that the clouds looking very very nicely actually. And now we have some vehicles that are driving a bit strangely here. But yeah, that's about it. I think we can already begin the job on FS Charter. So we have, oh, and we were moved somewhere totally off. No idea why actually. Let me see if I can move us somewhere a bit more sensible. This doesn't seem to be the parking spot for us. Can maybe do this one, right? Let's see if we can change the, that should be fine, right? I don't know why the app throws me away a bit. It's always done that, but oh well, not the end of the world. And let me just see if I can tweak our view or our heading. Yeah, our heading, where our noses is at a bit, and we were able to do that. So let's see. And I was going to do an epic walk to the aircraft, but we'll have to settle with us being at another parking than we started. But oh well, could be worse. But yeah, so Wonder Boom to Pilanesberg, short flight. You can have a look quickly here. We're gonna have a bit of fuel. I did stack up a bit extra just to make sure we have it. We're gonna be fully loaded, but not that crazy in takeoff weight. A bit less than last time we were flying. And here you can see our flight plan. It's quite short. No, I don't think there's any SIDS or SARS. In terms of our the airport, the weather is looking overcast, so pretty low overcast. We don't have anything for Pilanesberg. That's interesting. Hopefully we don't get into trouble, but let's see. It's quite close, right? So it could be similar. And the other one, our backup FBSK, seems to have pretty good weather. Broken at, yeah, this should be fine, right? Our minimums for this, because I have it open separately as well. It's quite a high airport elevation, 3,412, and our minimums are, do we even have minimums here? 4,100, so about 600-700 above. So that's pretty fine. In terms of weather en route, it's looking quite, I can show you, we'll have a bit of a crosswind, right? We are flying at, let me see, the altitude is 10,000 feet, which kind of makes sense, not too crazy. As you can see, there's not too many of these things. It's not gonna be a very heavy winds. Actually, very little wind. Is that like 5 knots with only the half one? Yeah, so very little winds and no icing or similar warnings. Oh, we're about to get crashed or killed by that truck. God, I don't know. Some of these vehicles are just behaving strangely. Okay, we can board the aircraft just so we have that done. And I'll move this one. Let me see, can I close the window? I think I can close the window, and then I'm gonna assume I can open it separately, right? Yeah, okay, good. So the only thing we'll need to do is get into our aircraft. So I don't think you can remove stuff by ourselves, right? No, it doesn't seem like it. So we'll jump into the aircraft. I'm just gonna see what's our viewpoints. 4 is the normal one. Okay, I need to get a bit used to that. But okay, and we are in. Everything is already loaded, so it does that automatically. We don't need to do any changes. We have the checklist we can follow as always. Ground handling, nothing we want to do there. Equipment, nothing we need to change. Aircraft option. Yeah, everything should be GPU. Let's get that one connected. And yeah, maybe we can open the doors actually. And then we can do our pack X and we'll start our... Oh sorry, that's the wrong FAPN. That's the one we want to have. And we are doing 419. Cruise altitude of 10,000 feet. It's not gonna be a 2-hour flight, but I'm just gonna put that in so we have it. We're flying to Pilatus. We don't have that, so I'll just do the DC-3. We'll do 8 people, because that's what we are boarding with. We do not have any specific Bonair boarding music, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll do the generic one. I guess with such a small plane, right, you wouldn't even have any sort of what's it called? Any sort of flight attendant or similar. But since the Bonair A-car system doesn't record the landing rate, I do want to have Pack X playing. So that's the reason why I started. Okay, now let's get back in. Let me just check all these viewpoints so I know how they function, because I haven't set them myself. And some of them are a bit strange. I don't like that one, so I'm gonna change it. Now we have the same on 1 and 4. This one is also a bit weird, but as long as 1 is the right one, that's fine by me. Okay, yes guy, we don't need your help. We're in a Pilatus, we're a bit too tiny. Checklist. Yeah, it's probably green. Pack seats. Kits. Parking brake is set. Let's hide these. External. Oh yeah, we don't wanna do, I mean all of this is good checks, right? But we are, let me see, on, battery 2 off. Well, I mean we will want to start the battery as the first step anyway. Battery 2 off. Yeah, cut off and stowed. I think all this is automatically, yeah, in the right position starting off.
We're ready to go when you are.
So pre-flight, we've kind of done that. Potentially, maybe not in terms of all our systems, but let's do that soon. Logbook,
Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in
parking
airplane
brake,
mode and your
doors,
are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure
seats
that all
and
tray
seat
tables and
belts.
backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew,
No
prepare to
smoking.
cross-check, verify straps, and stand by for all calls.
Okay, batteries. Let's put on both of them. And we can do the external power. The avionics as well. And the EPS, we can put that on. Or I guess you wanna test it first, but then we can arm it. We can also already close the doors just so we can finish that in our checklist. Landing gear handle is down. Master caution. Reset. Inertial separator. And I guess this is if you have a dirty runway, which I've finally learned. New thing to learn. Fuel quantity. Reset, should be fine. Stowed all the way to the back. MOR. Never understood what that one refers to. Manual override. That's the MOR. Off. Yes. PCL idle detent cut off. Yes, yes, yes. What we can do actually now is start filling in our flight plan. And we can actually already do pilot to ADC, so we get the flight plan correctly from the start. The only thing we need to add is the approach, which is gonna be the VUR. And we'll just do a direct. Let's see, I'll try to fly this with IFR, but let's see. We can change to the King Air. And we'll fly Bonair Aviation. Let's activate approach. No, sorry, we don't want to validate because we want to change this. Now we can validate and file. So we're not gonna fly very high. But that should be fine. Let's connect to the sim. And then we are connected, so that's good news. We're not hearing anything yet. Let me have a look. It's on COM1, so that's good. Let's get that IFR clearance. Bonair 4003, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Bonair 4003 is cleared to Foxtrot Alpha Papa November as filed. Expect departure runway 11. Climb and maintain flight level 080. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes
Higher
after
clearances,
Johannesburg
okay.
West Center on 118.5.
Squawk.
Squawk 6623.
Bonair 4003 is
Yeah,
cleared to
Squawk
Foxtrot
was
Alpha
here,
Papa
right?
November as filed. Climb and maintain flight level 080. Expect higher clearances.
Oh,
2
that's
minutes
annoying.
after departure.
Big spot right in the
Johannesburg
way.
West Center on 118.5. Squawk 6623.
I'm just gonna put this
Bonair
on so we have it.
4003 read back correct. Altimeter 3030 let us know
Is
when you're
on
ready
enough
for
or do you have to
pushback.
do alt? I assume it's alt, right?
3030 Bonair 4003.
Okay. Altimeter 3030. Let's just go with that. Doesn't really matter so we have both showing here. I'm fine with the US number system in that regard. Cav slide. That was one of the... God, I always forget what that was. I did check it last time I flew this one. continuous automatic warning system. Yeah, that's the... Oh wait, that's for trains. Plane. Central or oral warning system on the McDonnell Douglas. Okay. Let me see. This is for the Pilatus 12. Oh, that's the pusher LED. Okay. We can check that later on. I need to remember how to do that process. But let me just check if we got stars or similar. No differences in our flight plan. Good. So we can start adding to our flight plan, which is happy days. The first waypoint we have on our list is Utruk.
Startup approved. Wind 120 degrees 12 knots for the runway 11. Temperature 20, 2.11, QNH 1023.
Let's see if it can find it, and it can. Very good. And after Utruk we have the airport we are going to. Let me actually just quickly pause here. I'm just gonna do one thing quickly. There we go. Let's me unpause. So we were gonna put in the airport that we are flying to, FAPN. Let me just find it here. God, it's really looking for far away. There we go. Pilanesberg. And I'm already gonna select the approach. Vectors, yeah. Let me just check how it's looking now. It's looking pretty good. Did we also have... and yes, we did have a weather radar. That's good. Well, yeah, let's hope there's not gonna be too messy of a weather. I'm actually gonna quickly bring up windy, because it does give pretty good. Doesn't look like there's any thunder or similar close to us. What about cloud? The cloud base is a bit broken, I'll show you here. So we're flying here. So let's see, might be fine. Might be a bit varied. Let's hope for the best. And let me see, wait, I'm just getting a message from a friend.
950 confirm ready taxi.
Okay. We are ready to continue. We have our flight plan. Well, we haven't removed stuff from the vehicle itself. We need to do it. Okay, beacon light. That needs to go on. Nav light should also have gone on. Let's double check also. Yeah, that's good. Propeller area is clear. But let's get... let me see. Steering realistic. Yeah, we don't need to be tied down. We don't need the covers. Perfect. It's interesting with the GPU in the back, but I guess that makes sense, right? So you can then remove it while you, even if after you started, right? I'm not sure if you can probably start this with battery as well. And talking about the Pilatus, there's such a pretty good video that I just saw before I took this flight with Sam Chui, who usually does clips I'm not really interested in, just, you know, flying first class, etc. But sometimes he does interesting clips. And he was flying the Pilatus in France, so that was very kind of interesting, seeing how beautiful it is. He was flying in the Alps specifically, in one of these very difficult airports to land. So just a friendly hint, I guess, to watch that tip, to watch that video. It's quite interesting. Okay, let's see, starter switch, and we can, yeah, I guess we can get started. We are ready, I think. Anything I'm missing? No beacon, etc. So, starter switch, and let me just have a look. Oil pressure check rising NG, and then condition level to ground and flight. Okay. So we'll press starter on. So oil pressure at 13%. NG is going up. Okay, let's see. We still have the parking brake.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to
Rising.
an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. Our crew members are committed to ensuring your comfort and above all, your safety.
ITT above 150.
Safety features of this aircraft.
Yeah, definitely.
You may be familiar with many of these procedures.
Ground flight idle.
Attention during this important safety briefing.
Stable above 60. Yeah.
Whenever the seatbelt light is turned on, your seatbelt must be fastened low and tight across your lap.
And light is off.
Simply slide the middle end into the buckle and adjust by pulling on the loose end of the strap. Lift the buckle to
Oh, actually we should have Bonair 4003 ready for pushback.
We'd like you to keep your seatbelt fastened
Bonair
whenever seated and
4003
while
Sorry.
engine
landing.
start
God,
approved.
engine start approved. That's what I was supposed to ask.
Bonair 4003.
But I want to do the pushback question as well. Bonair 4003 ready for pushback.
Bonair 4003 engine
How can
start
it-
approved.
How can it hear us
Engine
so...
start approved. Bonair 4003.
All doors are equipped with evacuation slide rafts, which
Let me
may be
ask again.
attached and used as
Bonair
flotation devices.
4003 ready for pushback.
Bonair 4003
Okay, there it works.
pushback
A change in
approved.
colour or exit sign.
Ignition, cav slide.
Our cabin is pressurized at a comfortable
Probably
rate.
fine. Engine instruments check. Yeah, they were looking good.
An oxygen mask will appear from the compartment
This
above your
one we
seat.
want to
Reach
test.
up and pull the mask towards you to start the flow of oxygen. Place the mask
We
over
want to do
your
the
nose and mouth
generators,
and
right?
tighten the elastic band
Externals, we
around
want to
your head by pulling
disconnect
on either
and then
side
do
and
the
breathe normally.
generators.
Although oxygen will flow through the
So we'll
mask,
do
the
off.
plastic bag may not inflate. Remember to put your
We
mask
can
on
go
before
to the
helping other
aircraft.
passengers. Life vests are located in plastic bags beneath or in some cases between each seat. Pull on the
Disconnect
fabric
that.
strap to release the vest. Pull it over your head
Generator
while placing your arms through the side
1.
straps. Pull the strap
Generator
firmly to
2.
expose the back panel and tighten by pulling out on the yellow
Very
tab.
good, very good.
Inflate just prior to exiting the aircraft by pulling the red
Avionics,
tab or by manually blowing
inverters,
through the tubes at shoulder level. The night locator can be illuminated by
and
pulling on the marked tab. Every member of our crew is
I
highly
think
trained
you
in
want to keep the
emergency
standby
procedures.
bus on as well, right?
Everyone
For
safely
safety
please
reasons,
follow
if
all
I'm not
crew member
mistaken.
instructions and observe
Seatbelt
posted
signs
and lighted information
on.
signs. Please remember, smoking
And what
is not
else?
permitted
We
on
do
this
need
aircraft.
to
All of our
also
lavatories are equipped with smoke detection systems and
do the
several laws
ECS
prohibit
to
tampering with,
auto.
disabling or destroying these systems. The use of personal cellular telephones
Flaps
is
to
permitted on board while
15.
the aircraft door is open. When the aircraft door is closed, your phone must be turned off for the duration of the flight. Some personal electronic devices are prohibited while on board the aircraft. Once airborne, you will be advised when the use of approved
And the flaps are
devices such
not
as
on
personal
15 yet,
computers
but
and
they
compact
are
disc players is permitted. A complete list of approved devices
coming
may be
down to
found in the
15
magazine
degrees.
located in the seat
Heat
back
and
pocket
cool
in front of you.
system.
We'll be taking off momentarily.
I guess we
Please
could
make
do
sure
the,
that your
not the
seat
prop,
backs and footrests
but
are
the
in the
probes.
upright and stowed position, and that all carry-on baggage is
Database
properly stowed,
confirmed.
either in the overhead
Yes,
bins or under the
yes,
seat in
all of
front of you.
this are
Remember
somewhat
that the
confirmed.
overhead bins should be opened slowly and carefully, as the contents may shift
Pilatus.
around during the
God,
flight.
what am I
We also recommend that all
totally
passengers
going
take a moment to
bonkers
review
here.
the illustrations
Pilatus.
provided in the safety information
Goddamn.
card, which you'll find in the
Bonair
seat back pocket. If
4003
you have any
ready to
questions about
taxi.
these important safety and evacuation procedures, please ask
Bonair
the crew
There we
member.
go.
4003
Thank you
runway
for your
11.
attention and
Taxi
cooperation.
via Charlie.
All of us at
Hold
this
short
airline
runway
appreciate the
11.
Yeah, we're
opportunity
flying a
of
Pilatus,
showing
but
you
Runway
that's
how
not
11,
our call
we
sign.
are
taxi via
making
Charlie.
this
Hold
and
short
every
runway
flight
11,
as
Bonair
safe and as
4003.
comfortable
Runway
as
11.
possible.
Okay, so we'll be taking off a bit to the wrong direction, but okay, that's it is what it is. Instrumental checks completed. Yeah, fine. Before taxi, yes, they are removed. Autopilot tested. Reviewed. External lights, nav and beacon. But we're also gonna want to keep the taxi lights on. I think the recognition lights can also be put on, because then we have the landing lights, which we can do after. So that's the caution one. De-ice, anti-ice, probe. We don't. It's gonna be minus degrees when we're a bit higher, right? So, I mean, technically we might not need them now, but okay, let's keep them anyway. Pressurization, set cruise plus 1000 feet. Okay, let me see, 10,000. Can probably keep that. Flap set,
Cabin is secure. Ready for
trim,
departure.
and that's 3 green, so it's this one. Yeah, that's fine. Flight controls free, and let me just have a look. Yeah, they do seem to be working nicely. 8 is received, altimeters set, and the cross check.
Correct, scope 3411. Now report for
Okay, I guess they weren't technically cross-checked. Now they are. Avionics. Pusher test. Hard surface. Okay. Let's see if I remember this one. We need to go to a torque of about that.
correct, scope 3411. Now report for taxi.
We can push forward, backwards. There we go. Successful. And do we want to arm that? Takeoff briefing. I guess around 100 will take off. Taxi lights, brakes, flight instruments, pusher test. Okay. Let's get going with this beautiful aircraft of ours. And how's our viewpoints? I just want to check quickly. Some are pretty okay, but not the best ones from the outside perspective. But okay, we'll live. Okay, let's get going. We don't want to take too much time here on the ground. So we'll turn our plane. Try to not hit that one, that will end badly for all parties. Close. We're gonna take a bit of a shortcut here, and let me see, nav. We can arm nav, we have flight director on. We can do VS. We can keep that maybe a bit lower, so we get that showcasing on the flight director what kind of altitude or climb rate or pitch I actually want to keep. Yaw dampener will wait. We want to keep that off actually for both landing and takeoffs.
Bonair 4003 contact Wonderbeam.
We'll turn here, and I mean, look at this beautiful plane. I mean, it's
18.35 Bonair 4003.
It's very nice. It could be maybe a bit nicer looking on the inside, but I'm pretty happy with the performance, etc. So I'm not gonna complain. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to get up in the air. Okay, let's see. We got the tower handover. Bonair 4003 ready for takeoff. I was quickly gonna have a look.
4003 winds are calm.
Yeah, still looking good.
Runway 11 cleared for takeoff. Maintain runway heading until above 5,000 feet. Then turn right to heading 315 to intercept course.
Runway 11 cleared for takeoff. Maintain runway heading until above 5,000 feet, then right to 315 Bonair 4003.
Okay, a right turn to 315. Okay, that's... let me see. Now we're at 311. Okay, let's keep that. So once we're above 5,000, which is about 1,000 meters up, we'll turn to the right. Okay, we have nothing to the left of us, so we are ready to go. Okay. And actually with this update I've been really eager to fly X-Plane much more often. I mean, it really makes a difference when the sim looks good, right? Okay, we are lined up. Question, what do we do? We need probes and windshield heat. Well, let's add that. Flaps set, go around. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yaw dampener off. Strobe, recognition, landing lights. Okay, so this is when you do the recognition lights, okay. Yeah, okay, we don't need to test that. There's also a fire test, right? I assume at least. Yeah, okay. Looks like there is. Lights, compass, condition lever, flight idle. Flight idle it is. Let me see, yeah, it's on flight idle. Okay. And we are ready. Let's turn those off. And let me see, what's the normal one? Okay, that's the normal one. Let's start throttling up. Making sure it's all looking good on our systems. And it is looking very good. So I'm gonna release and get us going. Gonna push down on the yoke in the beginning. Okay, now we have rudder authority. Oh, damn. This was a bit harder to control than I thought. But okay, we're doing it. I actually should have trimmed a bit maybe to the right. Okay, we're almost at 100. Yeah. Okay, we're taking off. Let's trim a bit more to the right with the rudder. And I'm gonna trim the elevators a bit up as well. We're gonna bring up the gears. And it is a right turn it wants us to take, so that's something to keep in mind. Still need to maintain this heading till we're above. And let me just see if I'm actually getting anywhere with the... yeah, okay. The problem was I didn't really put the trim correctly for the nose. We're soon above 5,000. Okay, gears, flaps, we can go to 0. Taxi and landing lights. Okay, now we're at 5,000, so we're gonna start turning right. It was a right turn we were asked to do, not a left one, even though our flight director is indicating that. We're gonna add the yaw dampener. Climb power. We can pull back a bit on the throttle, not crazy, but we don't need as much. Yeah, it's looking good. Okay, and we are turning. As you can see, the flight director has been updated now a bit. We have the nav arm, the nav mode. And we're flying pretty nicely. Looking pretty okay also with the scenery, even though it's just the default one. Okay, very good. We are closer to getting on our path. So that's nice. Let's see once we capture the nav. Can we climb a bit more maybe? A tad bit. Let's set this to standard. Okay, that's looking good. Pressurization, nothing to check really. Inertial. separator. I mean, there's no point having that. I think we can keep the windshield on because it's still gonna be a bit of minus degrees once we get higher. But let's see. And we now have nav mode still armed. There we go.
Bonair
I was on the
4003
wrong
climb and maintain flight level 100.
Climb and maintain flight
100.
level 100 Bonair 4003.
Okay, I'm gonna trim up a bit. Still looking very nice with our beautiful Bonair livery. Okay, and we can try actually the autopilot. Maybe we're climbing a bit too fast. Not that big of a rush, we can speed up a bit. It's a very short flight, this one. It's saying 8 minutes to go before we land. Okay, let's see, this should speed things up a bit. Can we see anything? I doubt there's too much to see, to be honest. Okay, we want to keep the yaw damper on with the autopilot. We're starting to get into the clouds. Our wings are looking good. Outside is also looking good. Okay, so the only thing we'll need to do here is the recognition, pack signs and light. Maybe we can have the people walk around. Maybe a bit of cabin heating. Let's see, do we have enough electrical power for that? Hopefully. I'm gonna turn off the recognition lights because we're gonna get higher. Or we're gonna get towards 10,000, so might as well. Altimeters, recircling are off for the cooling system. That's for the temperature. For this one, I guess we can change to nav mode. I prefer this one actually. Okay, we're still climbing. We're going quite a bit faster now. Oh no, now sorry, the ETA is 20 minutes. Why was it giving us such a low ETA before? Okay, we're starting to get above this small low cloud layer. These clouds look a bit weird.
Bonair
I hope they fix these. You don't see it often, right? But you see with the live weather.
Center on 118.5 Bonair 4003.
Altimeter, cooling system.
Center Bonair 4003 climbing to flight level 100.
The recircling fans, are they up
Bonair
here?
4003, good morning. Radar contact 12 nautical miles southwest of Wonderboom Airport.
Power set, fuel and quantity. Yeah, everything's looking fine. We don't need to climb any faster than what we are. And I'm actually gonna go back to the flight plan mode, zoom out. Gonna Oh, that was probably because we are 1,000 feet, so it was probably a warning for that, even though I got a tad bit scared there that we are overstressing our engines or similar. How does it look here in the back? Not much happening. The toilet is unusable. It's very nice to see. It would be fun to have this sort of a plane, you know, for yourself. The places you would go, but it's so expensive, right? So the question is it worth it? Probably not. Not money-wise, at least. That would be an amazing feeling to have one. Okay, almost at 10,000, slowly and steadily. We're gonna reach our first waypoint soon. Utruk. And then let's see when our top of descent. It's quite late, the top of descent actually. But I mean, it's quite a high airport, so we only have like 6,000 feet downwards to go. And here we have a bit of clouds. The easiest actually, in terms of sims, I do think X-Plane has the best clouds, because they just... I mean, no sim really comes close to real world clouds. I think maybe the 2D clouds in P3D in a sense, because clouds just sometimes look kind of exactly like they do with the 2D system. But if we're talking like, you know, the 3D and how much better they are in terms of, you know, flying through them, etc., I think X-Plane really has it kind of getting there, you know. It's not perfect, but it's just more true to life in terms of the volumetric clouds that are out there. I think Microsoft though has probably the prettiest clouds, so that's not something to discard either, right? So if you really want to fly, oh wait, it's the nav not. That's a bit weird. Some of these going off. Yeah, that's odd. But yeah, so that shouldn't be discarded either, right? You fly because it's also beautiful scenery, right? I mean, I'm not gonna say that this is beautiful because it's not. It's okay, but it's nothing compared to Microsoft or, you know, or hell, even P3D with photoreal, or even X-Plane with photoreal, right? I'm really looking at maybe doing ortho as the pit stop solution, because depending on what they implement in terms of new scenery, that might be nicer. I hope there's not going to be an X-Plane 13. I really don't want a new sim. I hope they focus on X-Plane 12 for the time being, at least for the next 2 years, 2 to 3 years.
Bonair
Look at that light though. That's cool. Really cool. Okay, expect vectors.
Expect vectors to the VO or approach.
Okay, let me just see when are they gonna give us the approach. They can't wait too long. And I'm actually gonna put that because they are gonna want us to go straight. So if we activate the vectors to final, or actually can we activate? Let me have a look. Because are we now going towards the right? Let me see. No, we're not. So I'm gonna go heading mode. Hopefully that will bring us. And we can maybe do a bit. Something like this maybe. I'm just seeing how Pilot ADC wants us. They actually want us to fly directly towards the waypoint, that's the start. So FD05, which we're almost doing now. I'll turn a bit more. But yeah, I think auto ortho might be the best solution, just because they have photoreal for X-Plane is so huge. Of course, the option is to just download yourself. I'm thinking of buying a huge SSD, and actually talking about that, let's see, because I wouldn't buy one of those NVM ones. I have one slot, but I'm gonna keep that for a rainy day. So let me see. The ones I do like is usually the Samsung ones. So the 2 terabyte ones are around 200 euros. And what about the 4 terabytes? Oh, they're about 300. So you do increase quite a bit once you go up. Oh, it was once on a very nice sale for 2,000. That's crazy price. How the hell did they have it that low? I mean, logically you could buy second hand. It's always a bit risky, of course. I usually buy a bit, but oh well.
Bonair
Might be worth it though.
4003,
Let me
turn
have a
left
look.
to heading 295 vectors to the VOR approach for
295.
runway 05 at Pilanesberg International Airport. Descend and maintain 6,700 feet.
Turn left to heading 295 vectors to the VO or approach for runway 05, descend and maintain 6,700 feet. Bonair 4003.
Not that many selling actually, but they're crazy prices. Well, some people really want like the new prices. What would you say, like fresh out of the box kind of prices? I think that's ridiculous. It's crazy because like secondhand has become so much popular since the inflation crisis, so it's really pushed up the prices to a crazy. Okay, let's see. We're gonna descend a bit.
Hotel November, approaching 60 miles, contact formation, 128
We have
decimal
begun
miles,
our final
report
descent
contact
into
established.
your destination. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time.
And this is always when you see people selling totally new ones. You're like, yeah, this screams theft. It's always some shady people, unfortunately. Maybe I should buy a second computer to run some of the systems. That would be cool. I know you can do it like Active Sky, have that on a second computer, etc. Not too smart, or I'm not sure how to exactly do that, but that would be something to look into. Okay, we're going down to 6,000 feet, which makes sense. Let me zoom in here. Oh no. I wanna go back to flight plan. Okay, we're gonna maintain this. Speed is okay. So that's set. Pressurization is set to field. Can we even go that low? Yeah, I doubt it. Inertial. Well, let's put that on. I'm not sure how the field is gonna look in this. 8 is received. And actually talking about that.
Bonair 4003, altimeter 3027 at Pilanesberg International Airport.
Altimeter 3027, Bonair 4003.
We're supposed to be at 6,100. 126. That's the VR. So we're flying that. And I assume that's the airport. Okay. So we can go back. Yeah, all that's fine. Altimeter and decision height. I don't think we can put decision height on this, right? You need a specific version. Oh yeah, we got it. Altimeter 3027. Okay, so let's put that in on both of our altimeters. Okay, we have the info. Gonna add a bit of torque. Let's move to the next one. I think this is on VOR, right? Yeah, that's on the second VR. Let me just double check if we can. If we would get it if we change. Yeah, good. So we can confirm the VRs or the one VR that we're gonna be flying. Okay, we're still descending. We can probably descend a bit less. Gonna increase the torque. There's no mega rush. We still have plenty of time. And those mountains in front of me are keeping me a bit wary. So let's see. Okay, next. Oh, actually, we wanna keep the inertial separator. Okay, so maybe it's just me who was being stupid. I was certain it was as required. Okay, yeah. Which is why I put it on already. Okay, recognition light should also have been gone on already. Pack signs and cabin lights as required. We'll do the seatbelt signs. Okay, that was the warning. 1,000 feet to go. In range 25 nautical miles. Passengers been briefed. We're landing, please be quiet. That's what they meant, right? Altimeters, GPS approach, CDI scale. How do you tweak that? And how do these two kind of work together? Oh, I guess you have to do the flight plan on this one as well. That's very interesting. I think it's sufficient if we have it on one of them. But of course, very useful to have both of them actually set up.
Report in 10 minutes.
And they actually asked us to maintain 6,700 feet. So let me see, 6,700 feet was what they asked us. Still haven't gotten any sort of, and I'm actually gonna change from GPS to the VOR on both of these. And in terms, actually, that's a good one. That's something we should have done. Just check the chart for the heading 53. So we want to do the course to 53. And that's gonna show up here. Oh, and look at that. The balloons. That's cool. That's actually the first time I've ever seen the balloon in X-Plane 12. Isn't that dangerous though? That's pretty close to the... They should probably add some altitude. Well, let's see. Hopefully it's fine.
Bonair
Taxi and landing lights. Let's do
right
that.
to heading 300.
Heading 300 Bonair 4003.
Okay. 300. Landing gear, flaps, taxi and landing lights. Okay, flaps we haven't set yet. Let's keep that out. And landing gear we haven't put down yet. Let's get on final before we start doing those sort of things. And let's see if we get a turn to final soon enough. I'm a bit worried though now with the weather, just seeing it around us. Let me check what's the scattered at 7,000 feet. So we should be below it, but I'm not certain until like just before we start doing the final. That's when I'm gonna know. And we should be turning soon, but we haven't gotten any new headings yet. I guess we can arm that one already. Not sure what's...
Bonair 4003, you are 15 nautical miles south of the airport. Fly heading 025 to intercept final. Cleared for VOR approach to runway 05. No tower at Pilanesberg International Airport change to local traffic advisory frequency approved. Contact us
Okay,
on this
we're
frequency
turning.
when on the ground
Hopefully
to
that's
cancel
enough.
IFR.
Fly heading 025 cleared for VOR approach to runway 05.
And we can
We'll
start
call this frequency
descending,
to
I
cancel
think.
IFR when on the ground Bonair 4003.
Let me check. Should have checked this before, but we can go down to 4,100. So we'll throttle down just a tiny bit. Let's see, we'll start descending. Anything else we need to be watchful of or thinking of? Don't think so. What's this? Yeah, that's odd. Okay, checklist. Are we yet on? The nav mode is activated. We are on final. That is very good to see. Let's do the same with both our systems, just so we have that set. Okay, we're now doing the final. We can see the runway in front of us. It's looking pretty good. We probably don't need to descend too much faster. Landing gear and flaps. Okay. So we're gonna hit the VOR and then we're just gonna have to make our way down ourselves. Okay, that makes sense. Yaw dampener. Let's remove that already. Autopilot can function without it. We have the light set. Go around altitude, probably fine. So flaps and landing gear, that's the main ones. And I'm gonna wait until we get a tad bit closer. And then I'll do that. So we have this one, and then next one, and after this one we can, after the 20th, we can start setting the aircraft up for the landing. Let's have a look though in terms of how this is going. So at the 40 mark we should be at 525, where we're, so are we a bit high now? It looks pretty okay still. Okay, I'm gonna throttle down just a tiny bit. I'm gonna start adding the first flaps. We're soon gonna come up on the localizer, 2 nautical miles to go to the DME. I'm gonna add even more flaps. I'm gonna put down the landing gear. I'm gonna increase our descent rate. Yeah, that's fine. We wanna fly continuous with the heading bug, just so we don't, by mistake, get it going all crazy. Gonna add a bit more torque. And I'm gonna take manual control. I'll add a bit more flaps. So it was landing gear, and that's down, 3 green. Or I guess technically we can still follow the VR, right? It's just gonna be an outbound heading or bearing. Okay, let's see. Still looking good. Maybe we're a bit high.
Present position. Now you may proceed. Direct Victor Sierra Papa.
Present position, direct Victor Sierra Papa, approve the 5 miles of hill.
Let's go flaps full. I'll add a bit more thrust. And I'm gonna trim this plane down a bit. It's a bit tricky to fly it sometimes. Because it's so much tinier, right? We don't want to maintain a specific altitude. We can remove the heading. We can keep the autopilot one on. Let's see, we're getting down slowly and carefully. Or I wish at least. We have 2 reds, 2 yellows. X-plane always being a bit difficult to land compared to, let's say, P3D. I guess it's just the feeling of actually flying, specifically with the general aviation. It feels a lot of fun. It feels like you're in a plane. Okay, still looking good. We're gonna throttle down a bit more. I think we can do around 80 knots with full flaps, probably less. So I'm just gonna throttle down a bit more. Still 2 yellows, 2 red. So that's good. Kind of on the center line. It's a pretty good approach thus far. Maybe a bit low now. I'm gonna start trimming it out a bit. Okay, we're a bit low. Okay, let's see. Okay, we got down. Let's go full on the thrust reverser, and I'll start braking as well. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is
There we go, boys.
7:32 a.m.
And
it's currently about
or ladies and gentlemen, we have managed to land. I guess we should have, you know, spoken since it was an uncontrolled tower, so people knew we were landing, but oh well, this will have to do for now. How do you park on these? Can we just park on this one, or? I really don't know. I guess you turn around maybe, and then you park. Maybe I went the wrong. I'm just gonna park here on the end. That will have to do. I guess this would just be a quick flight back and forth, right? Some exclusive VIP guests. So let's park here. Gonna put in the parking brake. And I guess we can shut it down. Let me have a look at FS charter. Wait for your engines to spool down. We have the disembarkment. Let's see if we get any info here. Oh, we do get landing rates. We might not even need to use PAC-X. 203. That's pretty good. Let's see what if PAC-X agrees. And let's actually do it this way. Are we getting anything yet? PAC-X, come on, play. It's always a bit short. We can close FS charter. Very satisfied. Yeah, so what are we waiting for, PAC-X? Can't be the doors, can it? I don't think it. Oh, maybe it was the doors. Or maybe that was just a funny coincidence. 160, okay, so even better with PAC-X. Okay, let's close that. Okay, let's have a look at the replay mode before we wrap this up. Gonna jump back a bit. Not too long of a flight, 1 hour. That's pretty decent. Okay, we need to go back a bit. So our approach was pretty decent, I would say. Nothing, I mean, pretty good, I would say, up until the end where we went a bit below.
Bonair 4003.
But I think that's fine, right? The larger plane, the higher you want to be on it, and the a little smaller, I guess, the lower.
International Airport.
I think we're
Climb
pretty
and
okay.
maintain 5,800 feet.
Expect vectors to the VO are approach.
We can close the Pilot ADC, it doesn't know we're doing a replay. Okay, we landed with all of our, so not the best. I would say you still want to land with the back ones first, but okay, it looks reasonable. Maybe a bit wiggly. Yeah, we should have been maybe a bit more on the center line, but okay, I'll accept this. It's an okay landing. But yeah, that was it. Another flight with the Pilatus 12 for Bonair. We're gonna have to do quite many of these because I need to get to level 4, and then I'll start flying the Cessna Citation X on X-Plane. I don't think there's any planes they have that's available on P3D, but I'll have to check. I can also fly the Havilland DHC6, but that's a different engine type rating, so won't help me to get higher up in the ranks. Oh yeah, forgot to put on the lights, so that's why we can see all of them on. Very cool lights though, very easy to spot. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below, and otherwise, until next time, bye bye.